Hey guys, hopefully you can hear me. It's snowing again here. It's actually slowed down. Again, it was a real fine, sandy type of snow. No big accumulations, just enough to fill your tracks from yesterday. It seems to be tapering off now. We are dry. It is getting dry. I want to get into this little bit of a repair video I have going on here. I actually started this yesterday, so I figured I'd bring you up to speed since some people wanted repair videos. All of these utility tractors from the 385 all the way up until the newer 895 series, these brake shafts here, the shaft that your brake pedals are on, the older ones, the Internationals, had grease fittings on these pedals, so you could keep them greased and keep them from wearing down. And I don't know if Case figured that people never greased them, so they wouldn't include them anymore. It is difficult to get at this spot here. There is a shield that goes over this, and you can't really see it. So I was looking yesterday. These brakes are pretty good yet. Like I said, there's only 3,000 hours on this tractor. You can see the bushing in there. There is a bushing on this pedal. But what I've seen a lot of come into the shop is these tractors, the brakes, you tend to lose that bushing in there. The bushing tends to wear down, and the next thing that happens is it starts wearing into the casting. You got steel rubbing on cast. And a lot of times these brake pedals will be worn to the point where the pedal is scraping against the housing of the tractor. And it doesn't affect your stopping at all. It's just it wears it at an angle because there's a spring pulling on this in here for your return. And it pulls it at an angle, and before you know it, it has the casting more that hard of an angle that your pedals are out of alignment and they're rubbing against the housing. Now on the 685, 695 series from Case, it becomes more of an issue if that starts to happen because you have this linkage here for your foot throttle. Your foot throttle's in here in this linkage, and as soon as this pedal here starts getting wore, it starts hitting this linkage here. Which I guess a fast fix would be to just flip the linkage around. You can see it goes through from the outside. You could get a couple more inches if you put it on the inside. But anyway, long story short, I don't like the fact that there aren't grease fittings on this on these pedals. I don't know, like I say, if Case decided that people didn't grease it, so let's just eliminate the grease fittings, or if it was a cost related or time related, whatever the case may be. I wanted a grease fitting in this one because for the guys that do know where the grease fittings are and grease regular, it's a disservice to exclude them, I think. So I took the pedal off, drilled it, and tapped it for a grease fitting. I used M8, it's a metric grease fitting. The other thing is when you drill it, you have to go through this other bushing in there. So I have to drill through the bushing. So now what I have is one of the pedals with a grease fitting. I have a 90 degree, so you can get up underneath there and hit it with the grease gun to help make it last a little bit longer. As far as getting the pedals off, here's your outside pedal. Let's see if I can show this. Here's your outside pedal, and you notice there's a hole in there. Right there's a hole. And that has a roll pin. There's a hole in this shaft here. You can hammer the roll pin out from the top side, and hopefully if your brake shaft isn't rusted fast, you can pull the outside pedal off. Now the inside pedal is a little bit more difficult. Getting these return springs off isn't the easiest either. You take the two return springs off, and the inner pedal is actually connected to this brake valve here, master cylinder. You take the bolt out and you have to unbolt it and slide it off the shaft. Now there's also a keyway. The outer pedal is keyed. You can see that there. And I don't know where I have it set. I have to find it. That's right, I have to find it. It had fallen somewhere yesterday. I started this yesterday. So just a little trick if you have a case that doesn't have grease fittings on here, to prolong the some of the wear that you'll experience. Like I said, I have seen a lot of tractors that, even the 84 series, 574 series, that people don't grease them. The pedals get wore crooked, and some of them get wore pretty hard. Now, like I say, it's not going to affect your braking. The 74 series, you don't have a foot throttle, it's not an issue. The 84 series, your foot throttle's all the way out on the edge of the deck plate out here. But these case series, you have a foot throttle and a foot throttle linkage, and like I say, I've seen that when these brake pedals get wore, they start digging into your linkage. You'll go hit the brakes and you rev the engine. So just a couple tricks there. And I don't know if this didn't have it, I don't know. There is a, you can see there is a flange there in the casting where I have the grease fitting. There is a flange, but it was solid. There was no hole ever drilled in it. So like I say, you just drill yourself a hole. It is cast, so it's not that hard to drill. Tap it with an M8 and put it back on. So I'm going to also put a little bit of anti-seize on where the keyway goes and the roll pin when it goes back together. So I won't get at that today. I will maybe show you the reassembly when I get there tomorrow. For those of you guys that watch the videos right to the end, the new piece of equipment is coming on Wednesday. That would be the 20th of December. It's going to be Wednesday night, and it might be dark. So we're looking at maybe Thursday of next week until I get an overview video up of the new piece of farm equipment that's coming to the farm. We'll definitely do an overview that day and put it right up so you guys can enjoy it. So thanks for watching, guys. It's just a quick 101 of these brake pedal shafts. Like I say, for you guys that grease all the time, I hate when equipment dealers start using less and less grease fittings, because there are guys out there that do grease and do look for grease fittings and want to preserve their equipment for a long time. So I'll do a part 2 of this when I get there. So thanks for watching. And one trip out in the snow, and we're covered in salt already. That's one thing with Pennsylvania. We'll get 1/10 of an inch of snow, and they'll dump 200 tons of salt and gravel on the roads. You think you're driving on a dirt road. Maybe it's like that in your states too, I don't know. But half of our roads today look like they're dirt or gravel. So thanks for watching, guys.